West Van Gilder Avenue. And Ms. Kettner, everyone is passionate about New Rochelle. That's why we're all here today. And my question is, a majority of the current City Council members voted themselves a 63% pay raise of $14,400, which totals with the mayor's pay raise to equal $115,000 in pay raises for part-time positions. My question, I'll ask Mr. Trangucci first, is if you are elected, will you propose and vote to repeal these outrageous pay raises? And I ask you to give me a yes or no answer, and then you can elaborate on it.
Yes. I don't need to elaborate on it.
Okay, you're talking about the pay raises that were voted in by the current City Council, and I believe that, that the two people who voted against it are not going to be sitting on the City Council. So I don't, in response, I basically ran for this position with the salary that is current law, and so I intend to take the raise, yes, and I'm not going to vote to repeal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, at least it's an honest answer.
Rosemary Spillane, 26 Woodbury Street, New Rochelle. I'm interested, Ms. Kettner, in how you're really going to work this jitney service. Who is going to pay for it?
Okay, that's a very good question. I approach my role in the City Council with a really a can-do type of attitude, and I know that when I was in New Rochelle and I spent some time here when I was going to college, the city did have a very similar service. Basically, that was a bus service that you could pay $1.50 and go anywhere in the city. Now, this would be a service that would be funded partially by the private sector. We have some very large employers in the city, among them Sound Shore Medical Center. We have 3 colleges. We have nursing homes. We have assisted living facilities on the Shore Road. If they want to be good neighbors and they want to have a business here, we could sell it to them. And in addition, we could sell it to people who are moving in and want to build here, developers. It's an amenity, and it will really help the people in Council District 1, the people on Shore Road who can't find parking, people who are circling around in their cars. Plus, it's also energy efficient, and it's something that I would fight very hard to, and I would also work with other levels of government.
Thank you.
Well, I entered this race to tell people what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And one of the things is with the jitney service, even though it could be a good idea, the city doesn't have the money to pay for it. And 4 years from now, you won't see that. It won't exist. The thing is, you want to alleviate parking, you want to create less traffic, you have to take care of illegal housing also in the city. That's an issue. So let's talk real stuff. That's one. And the thing is, but anyway, the city needs revenue, and you have to generate revenue. I mean, there are ideas, and there are a lot of good ideas out there. But these ideas are not ever going to come to fruition because the city doesn't have the money. So you have to deal with the issues and the things that we can take care of now, and then try to generate revenue.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Brian Sussman, 306 Huguenot Street. I would like if each of the candidates would tell us about your past civic involvement and how you have helped make our city a better place.
Mr. Trangucci.
Well, I was an active member at the New Rochelle Boys and Girls Club at Feeney Park for many years. I'm also an active member of my church, St. Joseph's Church, which I donate most of my time during the feast, every St. Anthony's feast. And I've been in this city all my life. So those things are near and dear to my heart. The city's near and dear to my heart. And I will continue to do things to help the city.
Ms. Kettner.
Okay, when I moved back to New Rochelle in 1991 to take over my dad's law practice, I immediately joined the New Rochelle Bar Association, which has grown to over 350 members citywide and beyond. I've held every single office in that association. I'm proud to say I was the first woman president of the New Rochelle Bar Association. Some of you are sitting in here. It's the greatest bar association in the entire world. And I've sat on the board for many, many years. I've volunteered as an arbitrator in the city court, which I continue to do. In 2002, I was appointed to the Zoning Board of Appeals, and I've sat on that board since then, which meets every single month except for August. 2 years ago, I was appointed chair. So I've held that leadership position citywide. I've also been involved as a WISE mentor. I had some kids from the high school that were working in my law office, and I mentored them. And one of the kids was a BOCES student who I'm proud to say has gone on to become a lawyer. And believe you me, this kid really had a lot of challenges. But he's gone on to law school and he's become a lawyer. It's one of my greatest accomplishments. I've also been involved with the U Doyle. I go over there weekly. I volunteer and I serve meals. I'm involved in a lot of pro bono activities throughout the city. I also lecture. I lecture in the area of adult guardianship and dealing with some of the most sick and fragile members of our community. There are other things I do, but I just don't. I'm also up here as a guest lecturer on the radio, and I do a lot of radio interviews. And that's just about it. I do other things as well. But
Thank you.
Thank you for your detailed answers.
You're welcome.